Hi, Fashion Dolls. It is Fierce Female Friday, February 10th, and welcome to an all-new episode of Style by Stevie. Our very special guest today is no stranger to the industry. He models, he acts, and he also does cinema as well, too. Without further ado, let's welcome our very special guest, ladies and gentlemen, Andre Bellows. And announcement time, all right? Before we let Andre on, Fashion Dolls, TGIF, I'm super excited. Today is our 400th episode, ladies and gentlemen. Yay! We have officially completed our goal for this year of 2023. This is our 400th episode. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and supporting the platform every single day, whether it's to see what I'm wearing or to see who the amazing guests are. I'm super excited that we have officially completed our goal, and more and more and more come is within this journey. So I'm super excited, Fashion Dolls, to see what else is about to come up for the year of 2023. And I just want to say to each and every one of you, thank you guys so much for supporting Style by Stevie Daytime. All right? So we're waiting on Andre, but without further ado, I hope you guys have been enjoying the week. I apologize for my tardiness. I had to look for my tripod to make sure that everything stands up right and everything is doing well. I'm super excited, Fashion Dolls. So without further ado, wrapping up What a Man Week, our very special guest, the incredibly handsome, the incredibly talented, the one and only Andre Bellows, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, hello.
How are you? Does this setup work for you?
Turn the phone a little bit upright so that everybody can see you.
Like this?
No, upright, like straight,
Oh, I see. Like this?
like right there. Perfect. Yes,
Hold on.
perfect. We can see you and we can hear you, my love.
Hold, hold on. It's a little crooked. You see, now I'm dropping the phone on the live.
Oh, be careful. It's okay. It's okay. Welcome if you're just coming in.
That's
TGIF,
for the
ladies and
that's for the
gentlemen.
blooper reel. Hmm. See.
So while Andre's getting that straight, ladies and gentlemen, I just made the announcement in case you guys missed it. Today is our 400th episode. We have officially completed our goals of trying to get to 400 interviews, Fashion Dolls. And thank you guys so much for being an amazing support system and tuning in every week, Monday through Friday, to see whether it's what I'm wearing or the amazing guests. Thank you guys. There we go. There we are. Perfect. All right. So let's
I'm
get
not a
right
tech.
into it.
I'm not a tech person.
It is okay, love. We got you and we can see you and we can hear you. So before we dive into this interview, how has 2023 been for you thus far?
Oh my gosh. I cannot complain. I'm super grateful that I, made it another year, and then, just making it through COVID years. And again, first and foremost, my heart goes out to the people that didn't survive and their families as well. I'm just so grateful to honestly just still be around and to still be doing what I'm doing.
Absolutely. Kicking it and looking amazing and doing amazing. Now, you've done a number of things throughout your career. Let's start from the beginning. Let's go way back when. You were born in Chicago, am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
So tell us a little bit about your upbringing. You were the middle child out of 5 children.
Yeah.
What was that like growing up?
It was a little bit rough. Um, there was five of us, so it was always hard to stand out. So I always wanted to be in show business. So it's a blended family. The first two older, which are my sister and my brother in that order, and when they were born, is from my dad's previous marriage, and then me, my younger brother, and my younger sister, from my mom and our dad. So yeah, it's a blended family. We're mixed. We're half Greek, half Salvadorian, and we're just regular folks, just regular people. My parents were not in show business. My dad sold pickles out of a truck for a living. My mom was a stay-at-home mom and then did different jobs here and there, but always had a passion for hairstyling and modeling and whatnot. So maybe some of that passed down to me. I don't know, but this is just something I really love, something I enjoy doing, and yeah, I always wanted to be in show business. I always had that dream since I was 5 years old. So I'm just trying my best to make something out of nothing.
Now, you started modeling at the age of 13 years old, and then you also attended public school just like regular kids. What was that like for you, balancing your everyday life with going to school and then doing modeling? Because it is definitely a balance as well too. Most models that start off in the industry, I know Kate Moss, she started off very young. Naomi Campbell started off very young, and so many others. So for you, how did you find that balance with going to school? Because I'm pretty sure your parents persisted on, every parent that that has a child that is in the business, they want their children to stay in school. And I've heard stars talk about this, being in the industry, but having to find that balance of having a education and doing what you love.
Yeah, thanks for the question. That's actually a great question. You're absolutely right. That's exactly how my parents were. They're no different than anybody else's parents. They wanted me to focus on school, and I begged them to enroll me in Barbizon modeling school, and it was totally against my dad's wishes, but my mom was like, all right, but if I put you in this school, you better behave, and you better make me A's, and every year, so on and so forth. So, I never really looked at myself as someone that was in the business. I think because I've been aspiring for so long, I just accepted it. I just thought to myself, this might be as good as it gets, so don't wait for tomorrow to be happy. Be happy today and make the most out of it. So, yeah, I guess it's what brought me here.
Yes. And you graduated at 15 weeks. So tell us a little bit about that. What was that like for you?
That was a lot of fun. I enjoyed modeling school more than regular school. Of course, there would be some people at school that would be like, oh, cool, you're a model. And then there would be other people at school that would like bully me and tease me for that. So it was really just a little bit of everything. I went to public schools. I'm sorry, what was the original question?
Yeah, you graduated at 15 weeks,
yes.
And I said, what was that like for you? Graduating and fulfilling what your parents wanted you to accomplish, which is having an education, and you said you attended Barbizon as well too. And just like any parent, they got a child that's in the industry, they're going to want their children to be all right. Make sure you stay in school, you do what we tell you to do. You graduate, and then you can go on and do what you want to do. So what was it like for you after you graduated?
So after I graduated, I went on a few auditions. My parents took me on a couple auditions here and there, and I didn't really book anything. And my dad basically was just like, listen, you went to school for it, you did a couple auditions, and nothing came about it. It's probably not going to happen. You probably need to find something else to do. And then at that point, my parents got very strict. And then they were like, you have to strictly just focus on school. And of course, that made me rebel, and I didn't want to do school, and I got horrible grades, but I was very well behaved in school, and I loved the musicals, the plays, choir class, drama class, all that good stuff, dance class. And when I got to high school, I was in a dance group called Orchesis, and their rule was you had to have a certain GPA to stay on the team. let me tell you, those grades went up so quickly. So I really do look at that because I'm like freshman year and sophomore year I had horrible grades. And junior year and senior year I was in orchesis and I cared about it so much I was like I don't want them taking that from me. I was like I better get my grades up. So it was just little moments like that where I thought, yeah, I think I really want to give this a chance. I think I really want to try to see if I can make a career in show business. So, I graduated high school. I went to community college for a little bit. I never finished. I dropped out. And, I just started along my path. I'll never forget it. When I was a little boy, my mom used to say, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I would be like, an actor. And she was like, yeah, I know, but besides that, so my parents are just regular folks, I was like, I can't think of anything else, so, yeah, just regular stuff, just a regular guy.
Yes, and then from there you begin to move from Chicago to LA, do the big move. What was that like for you? This is your hometown where you were born, where you grew up, and your mom sheltered, made sure that you had a decent education and everything. Now taking the move from Chicago to LA, what was your parents' reactions to the big move?
Um, you know, it definitely was not easy. It definitely put a big wedge in between us. But as you know, when you're an artist and you have your mindset, you just cannot be stopped. It was like watching a runaway train, just like fly over a cliff in a sense. I could imagine for my family watching me, but for me, it was an opportunity to step out on my own and make a name for myself and spread my wings. And I really, I don't know why it's making me emotional. I really enjoy what I do. I just love it so much with every ounce of my being. I always, always, always wanted to be in show business. I always wanted to be in this position that I'm in. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. So, wow. I can see the passion within you, and it's just like with myself. I'm passionate as well too about what I do. I love bringing people joy, and more importantly, making people smile, and just delivering powerful conversations. So this is why I created my talk show and my platform to give people just an insight of the Bello role for those who want to get into the industry. Look at that love in the audience. Jazzers, So Fierce says, "Hi, Andre." Look at that
Hey,
love.
Jazz.
We didn't mean to make Andre cry, ladies and gentlemen. It happens. It just comes out. It just comes
It just
out.
comes out. It does, doesn't it?
Yes. Look at
It
what
just
someone
sneaks up on you.
Jazzer says, a genuine, hard-working soul.
I love her. She's so sweet. She has been killing it. She's on the radio. She's on Kiss. I just love her. I love you, Jazz. Sorry, you
And
guys.
she says,
I don't know why that happened. It just happens.
no, you are good. She says you have a bright future ahead. How does this feel to have this support behind you 100%? Because I know it's difficult getting the parent support, like you said, with your mom in the beginning of the interview. Just like, yeah, you want to be an actor. And that's any parent's reactions to getting into this business. Jasmine says she loves you.
Love you, Jazz. I don't know why I'm so emotional. It's got to be the full moon.
No, you're okay. Okay, love. There's nothing wrong with that. We're showing emotion here on this platform. This is a safe space so that everybody can get to know who Andre is. And just take all this information that is resourceful in it. They want to get into the business and follow their dreams for acting and modeling, So
Yeah.
you've done countless work on so many shows. We're going to shift gears here because you have your SAG card. That's one thing I've researched and learned about you. But you've done work on shows such as Shameless, Empire, and Chicago Med. Now, my guest from this week on the lineup, Anthony El Rios, he did Chicago PD. So that is crazy. And he's from Chicago. He's from Chicago, like yourself. So how amazing is that? You dreamt and you wished that this is something that you wanted to do when you were younger. And what did Mama say? What did family say seeing you on television in these shows?
You know, it's not what people would expect, and it's definitely not what I expected. You know, they were worried about me, and they are just regular folks, so they don't buy into that Hollywood stuff. So yeah, they were scared. They were definitely scared. They know that there's a lot of drugs in the business and all that good stuff, and um, you know, I think they were just worried, you know, but yeah, I think they've started to come around a little bit. Definitely I'll hear things or see things, or you know, my mom will be like, "Oh my God, my friend at work came up to me and was like, 'Is this your son?' and showed me that you were in the paper." Or like, you know, maybe my dad will be like, "Oh, you know, my friend called and said he saw you on television. That's great. That's amazing." So yeah, I think they're definitely proud of me, but again, they don't buy into any of that stuff. They're, you know, they're just regular folks. It's just they don't really care about that stuff.
Then when they see you on the Oscars and accepting your Emmy Award, then they'll come around.
Right.
Trust. My mom, even when I started in this business, wanting to get into public speaking and communications of hosting a talk show and things that I've learned when I was going to school. My mom said, okay, what is going to be your backup plan? Just like any parent, they ask, what is going to be your end game? What
Yeah.
is going to be your backup plan if this doesn't work? So you've also done some other roles as well too. You've worked on the one and only Spike Lee's Chi-Raq. So that project is notorious. I mean, it had an ensemble cast. What was it like getting the call to be in
Oh.
someone like Spike Lee's film?
Well, I was booked on that film through Four Star Casting out of Chicago, and I was booked as a background. And when I had got to set, they were teaching a group of dancers some choreography. And I hope I don't get in trouble for admitting to this, but I like walked into their group and I just like stood in the back and pretended I was a part of them. And a couple of the dancers were like, "Are you an extra?" And I was like, "No, I'm a dancer." And they're like, "Oh, okay." And I learned all the choreography, and then when it got time to go shoot, I got ready, and I was acting like I was one of the dancers, even though I was just booked to be an extra, and I walked with them onto set, and we start doing the dance, and Nick Cannon's there, and Spike Lee's there, and they're filming, and the choreographer yells, well, Spike yells cut, and then the choreographer walks to the front of the stage, and at the tip of the stage, she points me out of everybody. Mind you, there had to have been like 50 to 75 extras, and she was like, "You." She was like, "You." She was just like, "I did not put you in the front." She was like, "Go to the back." And everybody was like, "Oh, she treated him." And I'm telling you, I was super duper embarrassed, but they still let me be in the scene as long as I was a little bit in the back. And the final cut, I do appear in it, so thank you. And when we went to the red carpet, actually the orange carpet, I did not have credentials to get in, but I had taken a selfie with Nick Cannon on set. And when I went to the orange carpet, I showed the security guard the selfie of me and Nick. I'm like, "Look, let me in. We're friends." And I guess that was good enough. He let me in, and I ended up being able to walk the orange carpet with all the other big stars. Like Jennifer Hudson was there. Like, it was literally crazy and unbelievable. And yeah, I saw the dancer there, the choreographer there that night. And she was like, "Oh, baby, I love you. How are you? How are you? How are you?" And I was just like, "Gosh, this is something else, you know? I'm giving you the tea."
Yes, and we got a question for you. Let me see. Let me see what someone typed. My fraternal Island Yankee, he wants to know, do you think having a backup plan prevents you from going 100% because you know another plan?
Yeah, gosh, I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. It's such a tough question because if you ask Steve Harvey will say you don't need a plan B because it's going to distract you from plan A. Um, but but you do need a regular job to pay your
Yeah,
bills, to create and turn yourself into what you want and how you want to be perceived by the public. Um, but I also know it doesn't necessarily take all that. Steve Harvey will tell you he was homeless. He slept in his car for 2 years before he started to get moving. So, oh God, I don't know how to answer that. I guess my answer to this is this: be clever. If you like to dance and your life's purpose is to be a famous backup dancer for Janet Jackson, on your way there, why don't you become a dance teacher? It's still in your field. It's something you love, so it won't feel like work. You'll make money. You'll pay your bills. And if that big moment ever comes, maybe you'll do something for somebody one day, then, I say go for it. But it's such a hard question because there's a second part to that. And the second part is it all about location? And what location, depending on what discipline? It's really a lot. It's a lot that goes into it. And I look at it like this: what's for you is for you. Nothing can miss you. Nothing can pass you by because nobody, absolutely nobody, can close a door God has open for you. If it's for you, it will find its way to you. I don't care where you are.
absolutely, 100%. And look what happened. You have your hashtag. Now tell us a little bit about your hashtag, Team Andre B Movement. Now this grew in all 50 states, and then you had your breakout role on as Billy Coburn on Chicago Justice. So tell us a little bit about that, your hashtag.
Yeah, it was actually just something that was created by friends or family. It was actually a joke. It is a reference to the Twilight movie where it was like Team Jacob, Team Edward.
Yeah.
And I don't remember who said it. I think maybe it was my older brother, but somebody was like Team Andre B. And I'm like, it's so good. And it just stuck. And people on the internet took it and ran with it, and it grew to what it is now. And I think there's even other entertainers that use the hashtag team whatever for themselves. So yeah, I definitely didn't invent it, but it feels great to contribute to that movement.
And your career just kept flourishing and kept flourishing. We'll talk about the fashion parts of your career too, because you've done some modeling. But I want to talk about this because you're now like a personality. You've been on the Nick Cannon Show, Wendy Williams, and so many others. And now you're on my talk show, Style by Stevie. So I mean, it's just like, did you expect all of these things to come at you at once?
No, no, I didn't. I never thought I would be here, because growing up, everyone was like, oh, it's 1 in a million, what the chances of you making it, da, 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 da. So, eventually you can't help it, but that does get to you. But I never gave up, and I just, tried my best. When I started being an extra, which was around 2000, which was 2010, I did it for a good bit of time. I did it for about 7 years before I really started to question, was I wasting my life, And I thought Hollywood is so monopolized and has so much nepotism in it. I just come from a regular background. So I thought, well, if they're going to make you an extra, take it and be grateful that you're getting anything. Some people get nothing, and that's okay if you're an extra. Be the best extra they've ever seen. And through that, I slowly would start to get pulled out of the background. Every now and then they'd be like, oh, Andre's here, have Andre say it. Or they'd be like, oh, Andre's here, have Andre do it. Or, so on and so forth. So, yeah, that's really how I got started. I never thought I would. I never thought I would. because it's such a tough business. And there was no one that came before me to hold the door open for me. So, yeah, I guess it is pretty interesting that I did end up here. It just made me think about it.
Look at God. It says, like you said in the mid part of this interview, what's out there for you is for you. You took every opportunity. You've been through so many obstacles, and look at you now. It's just like I was reading your resume and your work, and it's just like, wow, you've done so much throughout his career. And that's because you've manifested, and you manifested it at a young age. And most of us, when our parents ask us what we want to be, everybody that is watching, what is our first answer? We say either, oh, I want to be a doctor, I want to be a nurse, I want to be a singer, I want to be all of these things. You manifest it at a young age,
Yeah.
and then it comes into fruition when you grow up and you make it happen. And every opportunity that you took it, and you've done it effortlessly. So I'm so proud of you. So proud of you, my love. And
So
New York
sweet.
Fashion Week has kicked off. Christian Siriano had his show yesterday. But speaking of New York Fashion Week, you have been prestigious in the fashion world because you have graced the pages and campaigns for Giorgio Armani and my favorite fashion magazine. I call it the Fashion Bible, Vogue magazine. What was it like, my love, to break these barriers and get into the fashion world? Because you started modeling at 13 years old.
I know. You see, I can't stop the tears. Can I grab tissue 1 second?
You are good, my love. Go ahead.
I don't know why I'm so emotional.
It's okay. It's okay.
My eyes are so puffy. Yeah, it just was, I don't know. It makes me cry just to like hear you say that about me, because growing up, everyone's like, why do you keep taking dramatic pauses? Because growing up, I didn't have a lot of money, obviously, and I would go hang out at like Walmart or Walgreens, and I would hang out in their magazine section. I mean, it was right next to the kids. Well, this was back in the days where the magazine and candy aisle were in the same aisle. Like one side would be magazines, one side would be candy. So it was like heaven for me. But I love candy. But I would hang out in the magazine aisles or even at the library, and I would just grab the magazines and go through them, go through the pages of Vogue and all of that stuff. And I was like, oh, I want to do that one day. I want to be a part of that. So it's so crazy. Life is crazy.
Took a full circle turn, and look at you now. And you've also graced the pages of more magazines, Entertainment Weekly and People magazine. So these are groundbreaking barriers. And I know your mom must be very, very proud. They doubted, parents sort of doubt these things at first, but then they see the covers of magazines and so many other things happening, and they're just like, okay, I'm proud. That's my baby. That's my baby. And my mom sort of had the same reaction when I did my interview with Vanessa Williams, which is one of the biggest interviews that I had the honor
of course.
And my mom was just like, my baby, I'm so proud of you. You manifested it, because our parents sort of doubt these things, and they come along when they see, all of the success and just how hard you work and your passion for it. So it's amazing to have a solid support circle behind you, and that you do have 100%. So Vogue magazine, what was it like? Did you have input on your looks in some of your shoots? Because this is big, this is major. Vogue is one of the #1 fashion publications in the world. And there's so many versions of it, from Vogue Paris to British Vogue to Vogue Italia. There's so many.
Yeah, I was lucky enough to be a part of Vogue Italia. This was a shoot I did in Hollywood, specifically the Hollywood Hills near the Hollywood sign, and I worked on it with photographer J.R. Photo from LA and my cousin Dennis. And we just had such a great time with it. We wanted to do something in Elton John inspired, and we were thinking, what would Elton John look like today if he was 30, 35 and dressed how the kids are dressing? So that's where the energy came from. And actually, we submitted the picture to Vogue to through a portfolio that I had on Vogue's website. So just to be a part of Vogue in any capacity is an honor. And yeah, I'm just so grateful. It just makes me so emotional. I really don't believe in myself. I really don't believe in myself. Honestly, honestly.
You did these things throughout your career.
And I can't believe it. I'm telling you, I sometimes when I'm bored and I can't sleep, I'm like scrolling social media like anybody does, and I'll look at like pictures of things I've done in the past, and I just don't believe it. And I'm not just saying that. I literally, it's this weird out of body experience that happens to me when I'm doing my work or when I'm at these events. And then it's like when it's over, it's like I come back to being myself again. And then I'll look back on the pictures and I'm like, were you really there? I'm like, did you really meet that person? I'm like, this is crazy. I know people are probably thinking I'm like mentally unstable, but I mean, I just can't believe it. I just can't believe it.
I love what Alan Yankee said. You were never lucky enough, but you were enough. You were enough, and you are enough. So when you're looking back through these highlights of your life, because even I go through some of my old interviews or old photos, and just through my life, highlights of my life, the high times, the great moments, give yourself a pat on the back and you say, I accomplished this. It's unbelievable. I can't believe it, but I accomplished this. So you take every milestone in your life, from being in Vogue, from being in People, to being in Entertainment Weekly, to being in Chi-Raq, all of these things that you've done throughout your career, and you take these as your milestones. And I know for me, when I do my looks for hair and makeup and things, and just interviews, I take pictures of those moments and I place them in an album and I cherish them. I wish I could take all of my interviews off of the gram and just load them onto like a DVD or something and just go back and watch them and share them on and on and on with my nieces and my nephews when our time goes on.
Yeah.
Like that, just cherish those moments. Cherish it because you've done so much throughout your career. And the last final thought, you've put out a quote out here, and this is your mantra, sort of. My hope is that everyone celebrates a little more togetherness, and doing that, becoming a direct correlation to me, because that is what I represent. We all come from one seed planted to birth humanity, and I love that. I love that. I love it. And I said this to my guest that I had on the show yesterday. I said there's nothing wrong with the rebirth process. I was telling Jay Dynamic this, and I said there's nothing wrong with the redynamic because with rebirthing yourself and starting over. He cut his hair because the last time he was here, if you guys have seen the interview we did in 2022, he had dreadlocks and then he cut his hair. He says, I want to change. Going into 2023, I want change. And with every new year that starts, it's a rebirth process. So there's nothing wrong with reinventing yourself. And I love what else you had to say. You said, let's live, laugh, and play more. Let's fight, argue, and get angry less. Absolutely. And my thing is this, life is too short because you have so many things that are going on in the world, so many people that have passed on and that are, like I said in the beginning, no longer here.
That's right.
Live, laugh, love, and cherish it. Cherish it. Because life is too short and it can be taken in an instant. So cherish those moments.
Absolutely.
And I think we have a question for you. Oh, great one, Alan Yankee. He wants to know, do you believe in manifestation or preparation?
Say that again?
He wants to know, do you believe in manifestation or preparation?
I believe in both. I believe because manifestation with no action is just a dream. It's just a wish. You have to visualize who you want to become. At the same time, you go about the work of becoming the person you want to become. Do you know what I mean? And no seed is too small to plant for something bigger down the road. You know, yeah, I think it's both. I think it's both.
Absolutely. Let me see. We have another question for you. Since you have accomplished so much, what is on your bucket list for this year of 2023?
My bucket list. Oh gosh, there's so many. What is on my bucket list? God, it's such a hard question because I want to do everything. Um, I think I would. I don't know what I would want to do. What would be on my bucket list, Stevie? I don't know. I hit a few last year. I think maybe something on my bucket list would be attending like the Golden Globe Awards or something like that. Is that a good one?
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
You put it out there in the universe, and you've done red carpet appearances, so I wouldn't be surprised if you make the Golden Globe Awards and you attend.
Oh.
It's gonna happen, and I'm manifesting it for you, love. So we're gonna get into our games here with Andre Fashion Dolls, all right? And then if you guys have any questions that you would like to ask him, feel free to, all right? So with Valentine's Day right around the corner, the Super Bowl is this Sunday. Rihanna is headlining the Super Bowl. She's back, ladies and gentlemen, and it is this Sunday. So with Valentine's Day around the corner, I've been doing this with my guys all throughout the week. Andre, what are 5 things you can't live without for Valentine's Day?
Candy.
Okay.
A Valentine's Day card.
All right.
A gift. This is making me look so superficial. A lover. And
okay.
And a date. But that's me being superficial. I think I think Valentine's Day obviously is all about the lovers, but I think it's also a sweet time of the year, even like for single people, to just like have fun and enjoy yourself. When I was a kid, my favorite part of February was Valentine's Day, and I loved it because all us kids would exchange Valentine's Day cards with each other, and there would be candy inside of it. And I'm telling you, I just love that. It's one of my fondest memories from being a kid. I just really, really love it.
Let me see before we get to our next game. All right, Fraternal, and I will text me. I'll talk to you later. All right, our next game, Fashion Dolls, is his thoughts. So I'm going to name a few of Andre's colleagues that he's worked with, and he has to give us one word to describe each and every one of his colleagues, whether it's a passing or someone that he's worked with. All right. So the first one that we're going to start off with, because you've mentioned her in the interview, and she has been renewed. Congratulations to her if she ever sees this. Jennifer Hudson.
Oh, she's a sweetheart.
Yes.
She's a sweetheart. Actually, before I got cast on Chi-Raq, I was performing at Great America, and she was there. Her and her family came, and they brought the kids. The kids were dancing on the stage and whatnot, and so it was crazy. And then and then later Chi-Raq just insane.
Yes, and Chicago is her hometown for her and Sherry Shepherd. So definitely congratulations to J Hud. She just did her 100th episode. I'm at my 400th episode today. So big accomplishments for both of us throughout this week. All right, Fashion Dolls. Next up, Nick Cannon. What is one word you would use to describe him?
Awesome. I absolutely adore Nick Cannon. Again, another crazy moment. I met him initially on the film Chi-Raq. He took a selfie with me and everything. Great, great guy. And then years later, to be on his show, this is just complete insanity. I'm telling you, this is why I weep. This is why I cry. Because I don't believe it. I just can't believe it. It's nothing I plan. It's God. It's God ordering my steps.
All the time. Come on. All right.
It's unbelievable. I don't believe it.
Next up, Spike Lee.
Oh, business. He's all business. but I respect that, and I learned a lot from him. I know he's controversial, and I can understand why, but I learned a lot.
All right. And Benjik Note says, "You're the man, Andre." Look at that.
Oh, what up, Benji? Oh man, that's my guy. He's a rapper coming up, new kid. So there's a lot of great talent out here. I'm so excited for this year.
And this manifestation, so much is going on. So many people are just blooming with their careers.
Yeah,
so much success.
They are.
So be on the lookout for these artists that are being mentioned here on the platforms. Definitely go and check them out and support them as well too. Definitely. All right. Last but certainly not least, she's controversial too. Wendy Williams.
Oh, I love Wendy. You know, she's always looking to stir up the pot, but I can't say one bad thing about her. I love Wendy. I love Wendy. I love Wendy. Wendy, get well soon. We miss you. We love you.
Definitely. And last but certainly not least, Andre Bellows.
What about me?
One word to describe yourself.
Oh, I'm like, I ain't got no show. One word to describe myself: talkative.
Okay.
That's how
and
my teachers.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say that's how my teachers used to describe me when I was little. They used to be like, "He's very talkative, Liliana." That's my mom's name. He likes to talk a lot.
But look at you now. See,
Ain't that something?
Yes.
God, life is such a trip.
Yes.
Ain't it though?
Oh my goodness. All right, Pastor Dolls, do we have any questions for Andre? This is a great conversation, and we hope you guys took something from this. That it's never too late to follow your heart's passions and desires.
Yep.
And before we conclude this 400th episode, I'm going to give you guys Black History Month fact of the day and word of the day, all right? So the word of the day comes from James Baldwin, which quotes, "Those who say it can't be done are usually interrupted by others doing it." Never let anybody interrupt your passion, your dream, or whatever it is that you're going for. And I tell people this all the time: live life through fire, vicariously. Go follow your passions. And that's basically what James Baldwin says. So that is the word of the day. I did it backwards. But the next one is our Black History First, because February is Black History Month, and all throughout this week we've sat with some amazing Black men. All right? So today's Black History First goes to Wilma Rudolph, the first Black woman to win 3 gold medals in track and field in a single Olympiad. Triumphed in the 100 and 200 meter dashes and 400 relay in 1960. Today we celebrate Wilma Rudolph. So it is Black History Month facts. So if we don't have any questions, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to let Andre take it away with the final word of the day.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I really enjoy this. I really had a great time. I want everybody listening to know that at the end of the day, the truth is no one knows what you're capable of. Only you know what you're capable of. You know what's in your heart, and you know what's in your mind. And you have to follow your dreams. If you have an opportunity to get paid doing exactly what you love, you have to take it, and you have to take it when they're offering it to you, because it might not be there later. I just want everybody to know that dreams do come true. Look at me. I'm living proof that anything is possible.
There you go. And let everyone know where they can follow you at and check you out and support you.
Yes. You guys can check me out on my brand new website. It's just my name, one word, andrebellos.com. And I'm on all the social networking sites: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat. Follow me. I'll follow you back. And I'll give them the spelling of my name. So my first name's Andre. So that's Andre. And my last name's Bellos, Bellos. Hope to see you guys on the web. Thank you.
All right, Fashion Dolls, ladies and gentlemen, Andre Bello. Make sure you guys go follow and support him. And this wraps up our 400th episode, ladies and gentlemen. We completed the goal. This interview will be uploaded to Style by Stevie Daytime, so you can go back and you can watch it. And you can take some of the gems from this interview, because this was a great conversation. And we hope you all took something from it in the long run. All right. So we will see you guys next week, Fashion Dolls. Make sure you guys vote for your favorite outfit of the day. It is 5 looks because we did 5 shows this week. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. And the big announcement again is the 400th episode. So be on the lookout for that. So thank you guys just for truly supporting this platform and going on this journey with me. It's been an amazing journey, and we're going to keep going on this journey together. So thank you guys for tuning in and just viewing and supporting the platform. We love you all, and you guys have a safe and blessed weekend. Guess what? The Super Bowl is Sunday, so make sure you guys tune in for that. And I will see you guys next week with an all-new lineup. I love you all, and take care, everyone. And Andre, look through the highlights of your life, my love, and enjoy it and cherish it. Remember that.
Thank you.
You are so welcome. Much love to you, and I look forward to chatting with you again in the future. Don't be a stranger.
I will talk to you soon. Thank you.
You too. Take care, my love. TGIF, everyone, and be safe.